Rolling through the Midwest, got the hops in line. Rod J and dig deep, pouring knowledge in the ride from the brewery to the bar. We bring the heat, crafting perfect brews to our cities on the beat. Spilling all the news, we keep it fresh and raw. Liquid golden hands, raise your glass for the law. Popping taps, sharing wisdom, we're the kings of the tape. Very simply say, there's no time to waste.
Midwest vibes, we stay legit. For another round, let's never quit. Midwest vibes, we stay legit. For another round, let's never quit.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Midwest Beer Show and a pre-St. Patrick's Day show at that. So
yes. You
St.
tell me on the green.
Yeah. St. Patrick's Day, one of those big drinking days. Not that we have to have a reason, but, you know, it is one of those big, more official drinking days that are around the country. And that'll be coming up this Tuesday. Had a chance earlier today. We'll talk about that here in a bit, going down to St. Adams and experience some stuff there. Dave actually has some cuisine to go with St. Patrick's Day as well. We can talk about, and a lot of good things happening. So yeah, headed in the weekend before that, and also it's Pie Day.
Yes,
didn't think about that before, so it's Pie Day.
And for our friends in St. Louis, it's 314 Day. So you know, it's a big day for St. Louis. So big congratulations to them, and enjoy your day.
Yeah. I saw a comic strip earlier today, and it was like these two like birds like eating at a diner. And they both got like pie in front of them. And like the one bird said, technically, this pie should keep going on forever, right? Like, yeah. So yeah. But were you big into math back in the day, back in school?
No, not really. You know, yeah, I could do long division, but yeah, it wasn't like my strong point. I was in the back corner smoking cigarettes.
Oh yeah, the life of being a Gen Xer back then. Yeah. We had the Spicoli as our role model back in the day for Fast Times. 3.14, and I used to know about 5 or 6 more digits out, but now it's just the 1-4 to stop. So yeah. But for all you big math nerds out there, math geeks, happy Pi Day to you as well. But yeah, so I'm going to actually crack open one. We were just talking about the beers before we start the show. Ended up getting an email from one of my local places around here. I guess that email spam, whatever comes into your mail from there, putting stuff out. They had a deal on a beer. So I said, well, let me just walk over and see what this is going to be. Ended up picking up from North High. It is their Road Red Ale. So this is the beer I'm going to actually crack open. It is an Irish Red, 5.2% ABV. It was a 6-pack for, how much do you think it was for the 6-pack of this, Dave?
Well, since you're a big shot, you're Rod J, I'm going to guess you got that for $2.
Oh, that would have been great. But no, not that low. Not that. Maybe put it with the Jungle Gyms. It might have been closer to that. But $5.99 for the 6-pack, down from I think they said $10.99 or so.
Like a beer in the cart.
Yeah. Just throw it right in. And actually, then they had the Southern Tier Irish Cream Ale, Irish Coffee Cream Ale. And I was like, what is this? How much? And they're like, oh, this is $5.99 too. For a 6-pack? Throw it right in as well. So yeah, so 1 for 1 and left with 2. Yeah. Not that I need more beer. For those of you that saw the beer photos I put up recently, I have too much beer as it is around here, but you can't pass up a good deal like that.
No, there's little kids starving somewhere. You can't let that go to waste.
I mean, you get 6 cans of beer for the cost of some places just being a pint. So, yeah, it worked out well.
Especially with an Irish Red. It's not a hoppy beer. It's not going to go bad. You can sit on that for a little bit, and you're still going to be good.
Yeah, so I'm like, bring on all the maltiness. And what did you crack open over there as well?
I cracked open from Hop Butcher. This just came out. This is a collaboration beer between Hop Butcher and Microphone here in the suburbs. This is called Forever's Gonna Start Tonight. So you could start singing Total Eclipse of the Heart, because you'll have that in your head all day, like I did when I saw this. I'm like, all day. As soon as I bought it, I'm like, Forever's gonna. I don't want to get us like banned from copyright infringement, but if you know Total Eclipse of the Heart, yeah, this is the beer right here.
Total Eclipse. Yeah. Look at you with the earworm thing. You always got the earworm thing happening. So.
Oh yeah. I Love American Style last week. I'm like, how the F did I wake up with Love American Style in my head?
Let me see if I can get the beer can camera to work this time. It had trouble 2 weeks ago. But yeah, there is the beer can right there if you want to check out. That's from North High, and it is their Road Red Ale there. So yeah, nice little find for sure. And always like a nice Irish red ale. So
phenomenal.
And get some of the comments here in a second. Get back to the other camera. Cheers and hello. I don't know Japanese, I believe. So, but hi.
Hello there. You got a Zima? You hook me up with a Zima, whoever you
know
are.
What? That's a good person to probably ask if they can get a Zima out to you, because apparently on the channel we are, at least on my channel, I'm rising into.
I don't know. I think that might. Well. I don't know if that's Korean or not, but if you can get me a Zima, my brother, how are you?
help him out if you can. He's been dying to get a Zima. Hey, what's up, Chris? Cheers, my friend. Miss you as well, buddy. Hopefully you're doing good. And I know you've been doing the whole carnivore thing. You're slimming down, dog. I see you out there. You're gonna be doing some of those bodybuilding competitions pretty soon, I'm sure. So keep up the great work. Hey, Lisa, cheers.
Hello.
Happy Saturday and pre-St. Patty's Day if you're here as well. I guess you don't have to be in the States for brie. That's everywhere, right?
No.
Is it St. Patty or St. Pate? Is it the T or the D?
I don't know. I always go full. I go St. Patrick. Yeah.
That's a good way to play it right there. Going St. Patrick. Or
just St. Look at you. I didn't notice that. You got the green on our little names here.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I try like Boomerang and John Witherspoon. You got to coordinate. So. You got to coordinate.
Oh shit! Do I got to do my toes real quick if we're talking Boomerang?
Good call on that one. Pizza Man in the house. Cheers, my friend. Great to see you as well. Let's see here. And slimming and today drinking it. Oh, look at you. Imperial South from Mortalis. Nice call with the coffee and the maple. Very nice. Yeah. Well, welcome back to the dark side, my friend, as you enjoy beers again. I know you're working them in here and there, but great to have you back there. No peer pressure to make you drink more. So
no.
And so I had the wrong date on that thing. I got to switch that. I had 316 for some reason instead of 314. Typo. But anyway, so talking about some of the different stuff for beer news. We were kind of talking pre-show here and kind of taking a look around. It's been almost a little bit of quiet 2 weeks or so. One of the things I didn't have on us to really cover, but we've been getting a lot of buzz lately. Just to kind of touch on in case you have any feel about it before we get into the more Midwest kind of stuff, is Tilray acquiring Beer Dog for what they acquired it for, and now going to try to do whatever they're going to do.
Pennies on the dollar.
Yeah. Well, apparently someone told me they had $1 billion into them already, so it wasn't as low as what people were reporting, but kind of interesting. And Tilray said they're going to try to, I guess, put them back out there and have them rolling again. And it's kind of like a house of cards for the investors. They lost all their money that invested.
Yeah, all the what was it, the punks for equity or whatever they called it, like those people got screwed. There were a lot of them. They put up like an average with like the conversion rate about $500 a person, and they get nothing. They get nothing. I hope they got a pint glass or something out of that deal, because they got nothing.
Yeah. They had like 500 jobs that got cut when it happened too.
Yeah.
So
Tilray showing up at your door, you're not selling for full price. I mean, that's like kings and convicts. They're showing up.
I feel like
take the loss.
For anybody that's ever seen the movie Wall Street, I feel like Tilray's becoming the Gordon Gekko of the beer market. Just going out there and buying assets that lower than what they're probably valued at, and then turning them or burning them. So,
is it Blue Star Airlines from
Blue Star Airlines? Yeah. Good call. Great movie.
Well, you know what? Speaking of that, did you a couple weeks ago, maybe it was last week, 2 weeks ago, the Lakers put up a statue for Pat Riley, legendary coach. And Michael Douglas was there, and he said as soon as he saw Pat Riley, he had the slick back hair. He was like, "That's who I based Gordon Gekko off of." The look was from Pat Riley of the Lakers.
I could actually see that looking how he was in that movie, kind of taking that look. Because in the 80s, Pat Riley was the coach. He was the man back then. Yeah, everybody was kind of.
Yeah, those Armani suits. He had that like really cool collar. Like I was trying to find shirts with that Pat Riley collar, and I could never do it.
That's probably custom made just for Pat on those. Yeah. And I was a Showtime fan growing up. So, I was used to seeing that all the time back in the 80s. It was kind of interesting watching that Lakers series that HBO had done at the time. Because you're like, what's true, what's not true? Because a lot of it was some fabrication in there. But being a Mountaineer, I kind of did Jerry West wrong on some of that stuff there for sure. But they did make him funny in the movie or the show when they did it. So, it's got that, allows them to have that little levity or without levity, but a little bit of leeway when they're kind of doing these shows, I guess. But they kind of did them dirty. I'm just saying. Yeah. Let me see here. Let's see. Oh, JT's in the house as well. He's watching over on the vertical. Nice. Yeah, we're vertical and we're horizontal for whatever meets your desire. You can go to either way with the channel. Kind of like how StreamYard actually did that, allowing people to do it both ways. Whomever is watching, make sure you drop a like. Oh, I appreciate that, my brother.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Thank you, Chris. Always happy. That always does help out. Those Lakers Celtics battles in the 80s. Yeah, they definitely were. Yeah, they were just crazy. Yeah. You know what? Everybody, like, you think of the 80s. I mean, even the Lakers Celtics, they had a video game that EA had done. It was Lakers versus Celtics, right? But people tend to forget how good the Sixers were, I think, in those early points, too. They just didn't get through Boston as much, right? And then
those early 80s, you had Mo Cheeks, obviously Dr. J, Moses Malone, Andrew Toney. Yeah. God, who was the fifth?
It was Billy Cunningham. Was it Bobby Cunningham?
No, Billy Cunningham.
Billy Cunningham. Was it Billy Cunningham or Bob? Billy? Yeah.
No, it's Billy.
Yeah.
But it was Mo Cheeks,
Tony
Chicago
was point guard.
kid.
Tony was point guard. Cheeks was shooting guard.
Yeah. Dr. J.
Moses came like in 82.
Yeah.
But you had Dawkins before you had Moses.
Yeah. But that big sick Chocolate Thunder. I met him once in the airport. He had on, and he was 7 foot tall. He had on like the movie Barbie, that pink color. He had on this big pink suit, and it's like Daryl Dawkins, my man.
I remember the posters he had back in the day too. Yeah. But then Moses came along.
Yeah,
and Moses had a pretty good career in the ABA with Houston and stuff. So people forget about that too, I think. But he came in and they put the work in, and then they drafted Barkley like in the 84. Yeah. Which was, but it was, again, it's timing is everything, right? Like those Celtics teams back then, and then later the Pistons teams that when they were put together, it was tough to get out of that East back then. But the Sixers were, I remember I went to a Sixers game, and it was probably like early 80, 81 or something like that. And got to see Dr. J at the time. He was going against Marcus Johnson from the Bucks. It was against Milwaukee. And Marcus Johnson was a fantastic player. And these dudes were they were balling. I mean, just the move stuff they were putting out there. It was crazy. So it's like all these people say, oh, players back then couldn't play with players today. Don't you believe it? Don't you believe it? Some of these players could dominate.
Some of these players today would get busted up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You couldn't go up against guys like Maurice Lucas, Charles Oakley, Bill Cunningham, Cunningham with the elbow.
Yeah.
Bill Cartwright with the elbow.
I mean, you take LeBron now and put him back in what it was in the 80s. Dude, you don't even want to talk to flop, because if you flop, they're going to make it that much worse for you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Maurice Lucas alone. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They had some ballers and they had some fighters back then. Yeah. So, what's up, Ray? Cheers, my friend.
Hey,
happy Saturday to you. Chris says hello as well. Moses Malone. The mailman was Carl Malone. Yeah, he was later on, which Carl was kind of like a throwback when he was in the 90s compared to what they were in the 80s still. But yeah, it was funny. I was watching the interview with Charles Barkley, and he was talking about the Dream Team, the first Dream Team, 92 Dream Team, and how competitive they were, right? So you had Magic, you had Barkley, you had Ewan, you had Robinson, you had Jordan, Bird, Drexler, and it was just like they were going after each other. Like it was like every game he said was like a game 7 when they were in practice, because it would be like Magic and Drexler, and they would say something to get Jordan riled up, and then Barkley would get riled up against Karl Malone, and it was just like they would just be battling. It had to be a heck of a. I mean, I would love to see some of that footage of them going at each other back then.
It's like grainy footage, and it's called like the greatest game you've never seen, and it was a scrimmage. And all of like the players said that's like the best game I have ever been in, bar none. But there's like grainy footage and a documentary of it. Might be HBO Max, and it's just wow, like everybody just came out to play.
Yeah. I mean, you and all of them. I don't believe Leitner made it to the Hall of Fame, but like everybody else, like on that team was Hall of Famer at least. So
he might have, because the Basketball Hall of Fame's college and pro.
Yeah,
so
he might have
made it in as a collegiate player.
Yeah, but I mean, the way he was just telling those stories and just like, and then I saw one with Magic, and he was doing the same thing. Like he would basically go over to a player, whisper in their ear, saying, "You're so and so said about you. You gonna take that out here?" And so it was like it became an East versus West. But when they played other countries, they were one team. But in practice, it was East versus West when they would go at each other. So it's a pretty awesome competitiveness for sure. You didn't have a lot of them back then in the 80s too. Like nowadays, you see a lot of players get done, and I guess they do the sportsmanship and the hug the other player. You didn't have that back then. Like they did not want to. Like I'm gonna need time to cool off after this match before I talk to you. And they were the best of friends sometimes. Cheers, Ryan. Happy to see you, my buddy. I was hoping I'd catch you down in Sam Adams today, but I don't know if you guys made it down or not. But that was a good time. I'll talk about that here in a bit as well. Young Blood in the house. What is up?
Hey.
Cheers. Great to see you, Young Blood. And let's see here. Just raise it else to Chris. Oops, my bad. No, it's all right. A couple Malones out there. Yeah. Let's see. Woo. Okay. I had a W, then I had the U behind it. So shout out to Ric Flair on that one. But yeah, so we'll take a look here at the first beer news story. And this is one that's out of your area, Chicago. So this was kind of a nice little shakeup, right? Half Acre, Maplewood merge. Considering we had like the 5 breweries closed like in 6 weeks up there, you got these 2 powerhouses getting together.
Yeah, so they're going to join forces, but they're going to keep their own identity. So it's not like they're going to have the same name. Maplewood's going to continue. Half Acre is going to continue, but they're going to join forces. And this is kind of cool where they could kind of pool their resources for purchasing ingredients. So that part's really cool. One thing I didn't know is that Maplewood contract brews a lot of their stuff. So now they could do that right at Half Acre, and why pay a middleman to, contract brew your beer when you could now do this in-house with your partner. I know Maplewood's doing a lot of distilling where they do like their own whiskeys and rums and gins. So I think this is going to be a really good combination, if you will. The one thing I read, the article, I think it's Block Club Chicago that we have up here, but I think that the president of Half Acre, Kevin McGillen, he's going to run the joint venture now. This should be a really good thing for 2 powerhouse Chicago breweries. Hopefully, they're combining from areas of strength and not like some mergers where like one is like on its last leg. This is really good. I know Maplewood is expanding as well. I think this is really good, and this is something that, we might see in other places and other breweries start to do where, maybe singularly you might not be able to make it, but if you join forces, especially with purchasing ingredients, purchasing equipment where you could do it. You know, two breweries could buy more and get a better price than you can on your own. So I think this is going to be good for beer here in Chicago and spirits. Because like I said, Maplewood also makes, you know, spirits as well.
Okay. Well, it's kind of interesting too, looking at it here, that they mentioned about them coming together, but also doing stuff with THC. So did you see anything there where it's going to be expanding from out of what they're doing already, or is this going to be like a new launch? Because I think up top it said about the new company going kind of
like everything's not finalized yet. So, oh, pardon me. They're going to finalize this in the next couple of weeks, but you know, you could do a lot more. You know, they could launch a different THC brand. I know Half Acre was thinking about it. And I'm not sure about Maplewood. I'm more familiar with Half Acre than I am with Maplewood. But this is something you could, you throw stuff up against a wall and you see what sticks. And right now, THC beverages are a lifeline for some, smaller breweries where, you can make a couple bucks where you might not have had it. So this to me is a win-win. I think this is really cool, and I'm glad to see this for both companies.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll be able to maybe expand a little bit of distribution possibly too with them doing it together, but have to see.
And it's hard for me because I live here. I could get both beers anywhere, so I don't know what they're like. I think, and I could be totally wrong, I believe Half Acre they have a wider distribution network than Maplewood. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. So, maybe it helps them both out. Maybe they do a joint, collaboration THC beverage. Who knows?
Okay. Let me say, it's kind of interesting picture they have on here, but I always wonder what happened to those mats we used to have when we used to have to climb the rope to the ceiling. And these were the only mats we had underneath them. Like
that little ass mat. You would climb like 20 feet up and you would land on this like 3-inch mat.
But I see the mats are still in use, so that's good to see. I don't want to flip a person on one of those in case you drop them either, but it is what it is.
You weren't flipping my fat ass.
Moses nickname. Was he chairman of the board? Did he have that nickname out there? I don't know.
I mean, he might.
Yeah. I just remember Moses being a bad man just when he dominated back there.
Yeah, Moses is somebody you just do not want to even mess with.
Yeah. We had to pass on Sam Adams. Already did Bachfest last week. Now playing Esoteric next Saturday. So didn't want to press our luck with the Wads. So well played.
Smart man.
Got to pick your battles.
Smart man.
Esoteric. Is next weekend they're doing a cold service, I believe, or do they do it yet? Because they're going to have a cold service at Esoteric, which is great. They're doing some great beers. I've actually got some reviews I'll be sharing from some of their beers upcoming as well. But Sam Adams had a pretty good turnout today, and they had some bagpipes. I got to put the video together from stuff that I'll be sharing on the channel. But all of a sudden, we were talking this whole like 9 or 10 people come in, bagpipes, drums, all this kind of stuff. Didn't know they were bringing it back. They went full out today, so it was kind of cool. Let's see here.
I thought like the bagpipes were more Scottish than Irish.
I guess it's close enough. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's I know the Scottish for sure as well. So it was all good though, just having them come in and do that. So it's funny they were playing different. They did a DJ that was playing like Irish music and stuff there.
Get some good whiskey in the jar, some good classic drinking songs.
He had some current stuff or some more current stuff. I guess on YouTube, and then he had some other stuff. But then he had some of the Gaelic stuff and everything as well. Yeah. But it was just so funny because he started playing Enya, and I'm sitting there like back in the day. I was telling one of the beer tenders there, like back in the day when we went to the movie theater. And they were doing like the pre-stuff before the movie. They'd be playing Enya. I was like, I gotta go watch a movie somewhere. It was always like a mesmerizing song they played too.
Sail Away.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. They're doing Quintessence. Okay. They did the cold service already. Yeah, it is Belgium. I do need to keep an eye on that for sure. Yeah, I may have to try to get over that as well. I think I put it on my Facebook page, but so many different things that have been happening. Again, that's why it's great being in Cincinnati for some of the beer stuff taking place. But this other story we're going to take a look at is also out of Chicago. Goose Island announced a stout cordage cuvee.
Yeah.
New 2026 barrel-aged blend crafted in collaboration with Benny's
Beverage Depot, absolutely.
Yeah.
This looks really cool. So this is going to be, it's a blend of stouts and barley wines, which the first time I read this, I'm like, this is a blend. This is like the shit you couldn't sell. And you're going to just package this up. This is like the dregs, but yeah, I know Goose Island and Benny's going to put out something decent, but stout cordage. Maybe it's cordage, but I'm going to bougie it up cordage. So this is a blend of different barrel-aged stouts and barley wines. Going to come out. It didn't have a release date yet, but it's only going to be available at Benny's. So this should be cool. It's in the 12-ounce bottles. You can't go wrong. How do you go wrong with something from Benny's? Even Benny's did stuff with Ale Works, and they're like Speedway Stout. Okay. So out of San Diego. So they were like, even though it's a regional Chicago area liquor store, their collabs have always been really good. So when this one comes out, I'll definitely pick it up.
Kind of a weird size for them to go with the 12 though, because they have the 16.9, or like when they did the BCBS this year, they went to the 10 ounce. So kind of a little bit different them going to the 12. But yeah,
it's cool. It's in bottles, so that's good.
Yeah. And I got some, I think one of the stories talks about there's a shift taking place, it seems, between the cans and the bottles upcoming. But yeah, barrel aged beer enthusiasts, collectors, different people that love Goose Island. It might be a thing you want to, if you're in the Chicago area like you, JT, other folks that are around there, something to maybe take a look at for sure.
But you know what? We've talked about, like, on this show and your other, beer show, my Goose Island Rod J deals. They did not have it at my Jewel this year. So I'm going to have to go out because I did not get any Goose Island Bourbon County Stout that came out in November, because I'm like, well, I'm just going to wait for the sale, and no sale. So now I'm going to have to go out and I'll pay full price.
Could it have been that it's too early still, or is it usually dropped by now?
Oh, it's usually, they marked it down like January. And even my Jewel, the one I go to, which because you've been there, they don't even have it anymore.
Interesting.
Like when it first came out, they had it. I'm like, oh, that price is too high, son. You're not going to get me to pay the full price for that. And they don't carry it. So I'm just going to have to go to Benny's and suck it up and pay full price, because I do want to have it. And I do like the smaller bottles.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Well, maybe they didn't get as many, or they didn't get any this year because they weren't selling enough. And Goose said, "Oh, we won't send any your way then." So
they send. I mean, they sell enough of the other stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of Goose, now 2 days ago was March 12th, 312 here in Chicago.
Day. Yeah.
So Goose Island it was this thing on social media, and they had this giant truck. And they're like, how many cans of 312 fit into this giant case? Well, the case said on there 24 cans. So I'm like, I'm just going to put down 24. And I'm in the running to win. So I could win free beer for a year. So they will draw on Monday. And so hopefully I will win free beer. They can't give you free beer, but they give you, like, I guess, a Visa card loaded with money that you could use it to buy a case of beer every month. So
that'd be interesting.
I'm in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Well, I know some of those Visa cards you can't use them for alcohol, so maybe they got like a one that's approved for it. They do it that way.
Or it's just like I think the card has like $312 on it for 312 days. So maybe you could just use it on anything. But if I get that card, I'll be buying the Bourbon County brand stout with the card.
I found out you couldn't do that with some of those cards before because in the company space that I work in during the day when I'm not drinking and doing the beer stuff, we would get like stuff like Visa cards for awards and things like that and everything, and go to the store. Oh, you can't use it here. You can't use it for this. There's no alcohol for it. Like, what? Yeah. What?
Well, I remember somebody gave me one, or I don't know, maybe I got it from work or whatever. It was like a $20 Visa gift card, and I went to Old Irving, and whatever beer I bought like a heavier beer because I'm like, all right, it's free money. So the beer was like $15, throw a tip on there. The card was declined. They decline them at like restaurants and breweries like that because they don't know what you're going to leave for a tip. So I'm like, why is the card declined? The beer was $15. The card was for 20 or 25. But since they don't know what your tip is going to be, it like shoots it down. So I had to just like buy $25 or $20 worth of shit on Amazon and just burn it up that way.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy to do it like that and everything. And Chris said him and Shane did a blend of a barley wine and a stout called Norfoot from Sierra Nevada. Was delicious. Oh yeah. The Norfoot. Isn't the Norfoot the narwhal aged in the Bigfoot like something? Because it's a combo between those two. So really, you got like a triple mix taking place there. With the narwhal being a blend already with the Bigfoot. Then we also have the Firestone Walker 30th anniversary ale. So that's coming out.
The Midwest of California.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we started in the Midwest, we could end up anywhere, right? So
Firestone Walker's friends of both of us, so we're cool with them.
Yeah, and actually, I believe
you probably have this one in your fridge.
Not yet. I think it's it's in our third installment of the Brewmasters Collective. I think that's when it comes. But yeah, I will be getting the Firestone Walker 30th anniversary ale. I'm about to start rolling out some of the reviews, but I just did one last night for their Flanders. Oh my goodness, it was pretty good. I mean, I'm a Flanders fan anyway. That's one of my sour styles I do enjoy, especially from coming out of Belgium. And they pretty much nailed it. They did a nice job with it. I mean, they gave a nice feel overall. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, Firestone Walker, they're really putting on some banging beers. Early details indicate 2026 will come in at 12.2 ABV. There you go.
I mean, this looks really cool. Even if you scroll back up to like the label, like the negative space with the bottle and the 0 of the 30, that's just sharp from top to bottom. That is just a cool looking label. The beer has got to be phenomenal. A 22-ounce bomber. I mean, that's bringing us back in the day.
Yeah, I did not know it was a 22-ounce bomber. I'll have to find out because I'm looking on my sheet here, and it doesn't look like that's the case. But
you got a sheet.
Yeah. So, so it's looking. I'll pull it up here. So the 2026. So what Firestone Walker sent was the memorable manual, letting you know everything taking place this year.
Let me look at mine.
Yeah, and then it gives you what to look out for, right? So this was what you get in these shipments. So in the one called the Hook, it'll actually be the fourth one that it'll be in, which will be in October. 30th anniversary ale, Churro Project, Stella Maker collab, Paraboloid, Cool Ship ale.
Nice.
And I'm getting 4-pack of the Wookie Jack in that one.
Oh, well, Wookie Jack's killer.
Wookie Jack, yeah.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, and then the next one I actually received will be in May, which will be called the Chorus. It's got the Sticky Icky. It's got the Parabanilla, what is it? A little bit of vanilla, maybe some banana or something there too. Cigar Project, Mystery Project, Primal Elements, and Pale 31, which is the 4-pack. And then the bridge will be in August. Mystery Project, 3DB Squared A, Bottle Logic collab. Oh, Bottle Logic collab, yes. Monster Stout Project, Primal Elements, and then a 4-pack of the Oktoberfest.
Nice.
Doing that again there. So yeah, that'll be in time.
I mean, that's, everything they put out is fantastic. They just sent over Sun Glider to me, which is a new ale that they're using local grain, local hops. So I'll do something on my show in the next week or so on that. I actually picked up, I'm a huge fan of their Pivo pills. So I have that. I'll do some stuff. I mean, a lot of the stuff they send to us, but we buy a lot of their stuff too because it's that good.
Yeah. I got stuff down there. I've bought that. Yeah.
Like the Pivo pills, and I saw it today. I'm like, oh, let me just take that. So, I mean, it's a great brewery. I love all their stuff. If you ever see them, wherever you are in the country or the world, if you see anything from them, it's good.
Yeah. And they've got that small footprint as well, where it's kind of like, obviously they're in California, so you get it there. But outside of that, I think it's 8 or 9 states they're actually shipping out to. So it's kind of interesting just to see what their plan is. But, having stuff like me here or you there in Illinois, I think they make go Illinois. Ohio, they're not as much. In New York, they're not. But then our buddy Joe, the Beer Patrol, he gets it out there as well. So he helps to spread the word. So with some of the stuff they're actually doing there. Chris said, love the Reds. Yeah, the Flanders, if you see it out there, it's great. And if you're a red wine fan, it's got a nice tannin feel where you're just like getting like a whirl where you're getting like that wine feel to it too. So nice fruitiness on it, nice little berry type feel. It's pretty solid. So very tart though. If you're not a fan of the tartness, I will say we'll hit you pretty hard on that, but I enjoy it. Midwest Beer Show sticker. What were you going to say with it though?
No, well, I got our stickers here.
Okay. Yeah, we do have the Midwest Beer Show stickers. That's true. That is true. Got to figure out how we want to roll those out there. Right? So,
yeah. And I got to get some out to you this week.
Yeah. Get the word out there too. Let's see here. Where do we go to? Oh, this is actually north of me.
That's your neck of the woods.
Yeah. Up there, my buddy Ginger Yeti up there in the Cleveland area. We got Great Lakes and introducing year-round honey, orange and honey wheat and seasonal sunshine party pack debut. Well, that'll be
that looks really good.
Yeah, that's going to be some nice smoothness, I'm sure.
That'd be good for me. I still got this cold 2 weeks later. I need a little orange and honey wheat to help my throat here.
Yeah. Hey, Doc, does a beer count? It's got the orange and the honey, so I mean, right?
I'm not a doctor. I went on TV.
And it'll be alongside the seasonal favorites and pack exclusive orange and lime shandy. See, the shandy though, not the shandy. I'm not the shandy. Well, I should say maybe I need to try shandy some more that aren't Leinenkugel because Leinenkugel might have ruined it for me. So maybe I need to try some other ones.
Yeah.
Like we tell everybody, just because you don't like one thing, maybe keep going. You might find something you do like.
But now, like in that mix pack, they have the Rally Drum, and that's a lemon shandy. So you get 2 lemon. Like the Mexican lager, I like a lot. That one's really good. Yeah. I have not had the other 3 out of that mix pack, but I would grab this mix pack, just one, because we're friends of Great Lakes. Mm-hmm. That's a brewery that I went to. One of the reasons I went to Cleveland was to go to Great Lakes. That was 23 years ago. So I'm definitely a fan of them. I would buy this mix pack if this comes to Chicago.
Yeah, the Mexican lager is the only one I've had from out of that. Obviously, the 2 of them are new, or at least one says new and the other one orange and lime.
It's like exclusive. So, you could probably only get in that mix pack.
Yeah. Now, a cool thing off the speed too, when it does come out, our Kroger, they tend to be breaking up some of these mix packs and selling them individually. So could put them in a make my own 6-pack as well. Of course, you had the J.O., which I didn't pick up the Irish Party Pack. But
I didn't see it here.
Yeah. And that had all three of the Irish ones, the stout, the lager, and then the
Conway's ale.
Conway, yeah. Conway's is a great one too.
Yeah, I had Conway's earlier. I don't know. I have another one I'm going to do in a little bit, another red ale. Mm-hmm. But the Conway's Irish ale, that's like, to me, that's like the perfect St. Patrick's Day beer.
Yeah. Yeah, what are your thoughts? I mean, everybody always tends to run for the Guinness, but what are your thoughts on it? Which you do have a Guinness house in Chicago now, too, though.
Yeah, so. I mean, Guinness it's a great beer, but I like more of like, pardon me, the Irish Reds. Like, remember back in the day, Killian's was huge.
Yeah.
Huge back in the day. Like, even my Costco still had, I was there the other day, they still had the Smithwick's, the Guinness, and the Harp mix pack. I couldn't tell you the last time I had a Harp or a Smithwick's. Those were always solid. But, yeah, like Killian's Red, Lion and Kugel had a red going back to them.
Right.
But, I mean, ever since I drank the Conways from Great Lakes, I'm like, oh, this is it. And there's some local ones here, like Beguile puts out a really good one. Old Irving, which I'm going to have in a little bit. That one's phenomenal. I like the Irish Reds more than I do like the stouts.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I like a good Irish stout as well. But yeah, I'm definitely more tended to go to the red ale for some of the preference there too. But it's fun. It's kind of like, it's nice having options now, where it was 20-something years ago, where it was everybody just did Guinness because it was Guinness. It was Guinness, or it was if you had submitted
Guinness or Harp.
But now you have so many different other options out there. That's great to feel some of the other styles. I'm trying to figure out what I want to drink next here.
I'm doing that too. I'm going to have to go off camera for a second and grab something. So
I'm trying to think, if I stick with the Irish theme, then I'll have to go Southern Tier. That's my only other Irish beer here. Or do I want to go Midwest type thing?
All right, well, I'll be back. I'm going to grab something.
We'll stick with the Irish theme for tonight for right now. So we're going to go ahead. This is another one I picked up earlier today. It is going to be the Southern Tier Irish Coffee and Cream Ale. So talked about this earlier. This was like something I picked up, $5.99 for the 6-pack. Okay, sounds good to me. So put it right in, and had not seen this previously being out there anywhere. So went ahead and grabbed it, so to speak. Oh, just on the pour, I'm already getting nice tones of the coffee coming out. This is going to be good. I did see Buddy Joe, the Beer Patrol. He actually did check this one on Untappd previously. He really liked it as well. So just the pour and the coffee notes that I'm getting just come right out into the air. So yeah, let's get into this baby, because this baby seems like it's going to be real nice. 5.5% ABV. See if I can pull up the beer can so you guys can see that there again as well. Kind of like my little beer can cam over here.
There you go.
Cam.
I just opened up. We just talked about them a few minutes ago from Maplewood. This is, and I love a mild ale. So this is low in alcohol. This is called Middleham Dark Mild. I mean, this is malty AF. This is low in alcohol, so I will catch myself before I drop F-bombs on this show. Like, the aroma is almost smoky. It's just wonderful dark malt. For a beer that's under 4%, this has more flavor than most beers at twice the alcohol. This is killer.
I may have to go back and get more of this. I have nowhere to put this other beer, but I may have to go back and get more of this one.
I got room for you, bro. I got you.
This one, I don't know if you've had this or not yet from Southern Tier.
We don't get a lot of them here.
But This is really good. What they call it, I got to pull up my Facebook thing because we're trying to be cordial because it's not really something nowadays that people want to call the Irish car bomb. Especially if you go to Ireland, which I had a friend I worked with that did that one time and wasn't very liked at the bar afterwards, but he didn't know. They were like, oh, stupid American type thing. But they actually call it, they said instead of using like the Irish car bomb, I'm looking on my thing over on Facebook. I think it's like the Irish Slammer, I think it's called.
Yeah.
But this tastes like basically you take the Guinness, you dropped it in the Baileys, and it's just like that type of flavor. It's really smooth, really creamy, like that milkshake type feel. And that coffee, like that Baileys, it's like, I don't know how Southern Tier always does it, but they nail these styles like crazy when they do these beers. And hands down, this is really, really good. So yeah, $5.99. Gotta go out tomorrow, so who knows? I may swing by there. If you don't get up there, I'll grab you some, see if I can get you some up there.
We pissed away $6 on a worse beer than this.
Oh yeah. Well, on just one beer, right? So yeah, this is really, really good. So if you get a chance to get out there, Ryan, if you get over to Country Fresh Market over on Vine, if you Google it, that's where I got this at, $5.99 for the 6-pack of the Southern Tier, as well as the $5.99 for the other one I had at first, the North High Road. So you're in the area, just to let you know, the deals are out there. Branch and Bones has a red ale called Sheriff. You agree that you both must try. Maybe the best I've had. Okay. Branch and Bones has some pretty good stuff out of Ohio as well. So yeah. Yeah,
I've never like seen or heard of them, but if you're recommending it, I'm in.
Yeah, we had them at the I went to the Ohio conference last year. They were there, had beers from them that were really, really good. So let's see here. God, I can't believe how good this tastes. Well, I can't believe because Southern Tier does it, but
yeah,
it really tastes just like, yeah. Let's see, Pipeworks.
Yeah, Pipeworks is coming out with a new one, a German style wheat ale for this year. It's called Twilight Wheat. They call it a Hopfenweiss. Pipeworks puts out a lot of good stuff. So 5.6% alcohol. I think this is going to be a good beer. I mean, I like some of the hoppier wheat beers. I know Dovetail puts some really good ones out. This one looks intriguing to me, so I know I'm going to pick it up. Like for me, my Trader Joe's carries a lot of Pipeworks, and they always have it where you could build your own 4-pack. So I'll probably grab at least a can of this to try. But for the summer, you get like a nice hoppy Weiss beer. I'm in. You know, according to the article here, you're going to get those banana and clove items that you get from the yeast that you get from a typical like Hefeweizen, but you know, you're going to have your more hoppiness to it. So this should be really good. It didn't say like what hops they use, but hopefully they use, make it a really, use those German noble hops, European hops.
Right.
I'm into it. So I'm definitely going to look out for this one and pick it up.
I love when it says like a sessionable 5.6% ABV, just because session ales are usually supposed to be 3 to 3.5, but for us, we're always like 5.5, 6. Like, oh yeah, it's sessionable. So.
Yeah, it's sessionable.
You go over to like the UK or something, like their session is like 3, and it's like, can I get 2 of these in? Like, what's going on here?
It's an imperial sessionable right there.
No, but that does sound like to be something to check out as well. And Pipeworks had a couple of their stuff in the past. Made another bang up brewery that does some really good stuff there.
Yeah,
up there in Chicago. Wow, this is really a nice, pleasant. Talk about German. I had a review upcoming that I did this past week and it's with Third Eye Brewing here in Ohio. It's a German pretzel wheat ale, I think, or German pretzel ale.
Nice.
Oh my! It was like literally was like the pretzel was the beer. Like you were drinking a pretzel. I mean, you got the sourdough type feel. You had the salt. You had
it's like a
everything
with the salt. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it just hit. It's like, and it already won like 3 awards or whatever on stuff. And I'm like, I can see how like you're drinking it and it tastes like you're drinking a pretzel. It's amazing some of the mystery. Yeah. It's like old school. Will Ferrell's like, I don't know what's going back in there. Like, what's she doing in the I don't know what's happening behind that wall. It's like the magic that takes place. So yeah.
All right. So off the Midwest stuff, what's your favorite barroom snack? Is like a hot pretzel with a good mustard? I'm in for that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're at a bar, you're talking about like if you're like at just like a tap house, like the basic type stuff where it's like nachos or pretzels or just like your regular mozzarella. I'm just trying to think how you want to put it there, but a pretzel with beer cheese is never going to be wrong.
Yeah,
that's always going to be something.
Or a good like spicy mustard.
Yeah, or a spicy mustard, right? And it's not going to be wrong. In fact, a lot of the stuff that I've seen at some of the places, they give you a spicy and they give you like the honey mustard, so you can kind of do your own thing. So yeah, pretzels are pretty solid.
Like cheese curds are always a winner.
See, we don't have a lot of places that do like a cheese curd, like as like a thing, unless you're getting like a poutine where it's a cheese curd is a part of it. But I'm just trying to think offhand. I don't think there's a lot that kind of do it that way. You get some place that do get fancy with some of the tater tot type stuff they'll do. But usually like the chips and dip or something, or you have like this spinach and artichoke dip with chips, or I'm not a huge into all that kind of stuff. There's green in there. I don't want the green. I mean, I'm wearing green, but I don't want to eat green. So
you're not like a green onion fan?
Well, green onion I'll do. Green onion I can do. So yeah.
But a good hot pretzel?
Yeah. Yeah. Back in the day when I went to Catholic school, we used to have recess like at 10:30, and they'd always have like and this was we were outside Philly. We were in Jersey, so we were like over the Philly area. But up there, it's huge for the hot pretzels, the soft pretzels. Yeah. So recess, they'd have the warm pretzels you could actually get. And it was like, that was the thing to look forward to in the morning. Like, can we get the recess so I get my pretzel, please? Like, we weren't drinking coffee. We were trying to get pretzels at that age. So yeah. Now it's like, can I get to my coffee at this point?
Yeah.
I'm like, one of those people, don't talk to me if you don't see the coffee in my hand yet, please.
Yeah.
Let me know. I'll be free in a second. Let me see here. And this was the one that I saw out here too. So this was kind of just interesting, just from the standpoint of when I actually saw this. Pull it up here. So this was the one up in Minneapolis.
Yep.
And so it was Dangerous Man Brewing. That's reopening location in Northeast Minneapolis. And owner says they will be focused on community. And it just struck me funny when I saw the headline there. Like, what were you doing before? Like anything you're doing, any of these type of craft breweries has always been about community. So it was kind of an interesting.
Yeah, what were you focusing on before?
Yeah. So it was an interesting draw that kind of came into it. It's like, if you're not building something for the community or within the community, you're going to struggle. I mean, that's just how it's been for craft brewing the last, 10, 15 years. But really, out of the gate, a lot of them were involved in the community anyway. But still, it just seemed like one of those things, like you didn't have to say that out loud. You should be just doing that automatically. But they're reopening some stuff up there. And they're saying you're doing great within the industry, but I guess there's things maybe they missed or whatever. But for people that have breweries they're working on or opening, it's like, you need to make sure you're instilled as part of the community to ensure your success, because that's what a lot of the beer drinkers are doing now. They're definitely more community oriented and trying to go to things in the area.
You're not going to be the best brewery in the country. You need to be the best brewery in your neighborhood, your block, your community, your city, wherever you are. That's what you need to focus on.
Right. And I think some of them are finding more success by being able to do that and lock in more for what the community and meeting the needs kind of there, or kind of getting more involved on stuff. So just one of those things, like word to the wise. Yeah, you want to be involved in that if you happen to think about being involved with the brewery or so. Oh, let's see here. I got these other tabs open that's throwing me off a little bit. So yeah, so I made mention earlier, I went down today to Sam Adams here in Cincinnati, and they actually had a Shamrock All Day, which is a new release. It was a new limited release they did here with one of the local influencers, Hey Michelle, and it was a Irish red. It was really good though. It was pretty solid, very drinkable. One of those things like you wish more people could actually get a chance to sample it. They sold out while we were there. They sold all the takeout cans. People were trying to buy more, and they were like, "We're already out." So they just had it on tap. So people were taking taking growlers or whatever. But
nice.
It was a nice little smooth thing, a nice little success. And first time I actually met Michelle that runs the stuff she does. So she's like I said, a local influencer. She does like stuff, not just beer, but food and a bunch of other stuff around Cincinnati. So much more broader of a type audience. But we had a chance to talk and do some stuff there, take some pictures, all that kind of stuff. But it's kind of, again, nice because Sam Adams here getting involved in the community, right? She's a pretty popular community influencer, and they went ahead and had her brew a beer with them. So it was really cool. I'll have video coming up on the channel from the event down there. I didn't get a chance to do it as of yet, but congrats to them, and for Hey Michelle for getting her own beer out there as far as a name type thing. And it was a great time today. So
you said it sold out, so hey, that's good for all parties concerned.
Yeah, I don't know how much they can, but it was all sold out when everything that was actually done there. So that was pretty cool. That was a pretty fun time today. So stay tuned, and I'll put the video and stuff up on the channel from that event that took place, and share all those details. And then here, craft beer sometimes it's just almost like a weird world that we get into with some things.
Oh, it is a weird world. We're weird people.
We are. So yeah. Well, some of the things that you see these brewers are doing with beers and stuff, that kind of explains part of it and stuff, right? But came across this thing out at Lakefront Brewery. We talked about Lakefront previously too. But up in Milwaukee,
solid brewery out of Milwaukee.
Yeah. They have an oddities pop-up market that they do, which is just it makes me think of like some of those carny type things that you see at carnivals and stuff like that and everything. Just chainmail accessories, taxidermy, obscure church memorabilia, bone jewelry, bugs, just like what is going on?
Doing a bone
here?
jewelry.
Like it's just like some voodoo type thing or whatever, but I'm worried about the whole church. So what's the obscure church memorabilia like?
I just see like towards the bottom
about that, but yeah,
they got Lucifer puppetry, sword swallowing, and glass walking. I don't know, like if that's your thing, God bless you. Unless you're into Lucifer puppetry, then whatever, bless you. But I ain't walking on no glass.
Yeah. Well, that's the one thing you can say, though, right? They're keeping it unique. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And that's
how many times have we said? We've said over the last year, you got to do things to get the people in. I give them full credit for trying. You will not see me swallowing a sword or walking on glass, but you do you.
At a time when you're fighting for the entertainment dollars, you got to make it an attraction for people to want to come to your brewery. And this is one of those ways that people do it. Now they get a good turnout, it looks like, and I guess they've done this numerous times. So kudos to them and everything. But it was just kind of interesting just to kind of see the different things that we see sometimes in the brewing world between the different names or some of the different recipes or just the different shows that are put on at breweries.
Yeah.
Always keep it lively.
Whatever gets people into your building and gets people to like maybe they weren't beer drinkers before. They're like, oh, I had a good time here. I tried something from this, from Lakefront that was really good. You might now have a customer for life because they like what you did. So full credit for them for like thinking outside the box. Oh, we're not going to do a trivia night. We're going to do something totally different. And that's phenomenal. God bless you.
Yeah. Yeah. And and I forgot to mention in the comments at the top, there is a poll, simple poll, green beer, yes or no? That's all it is. Green beer, yes or no? So put your vote in.
No.
Not even a little bit, Dave. Not even a little bit.
I hope you drink a ton of green beer. You wake up the next morning and think you need to see a doctor because your fucking pee is green.
You forgot you took the green beer. You're like, oh my God, what's going on? Yeah, freaking out.
It's like, having asparagus. Like, whoa, what happened? What the?
Yeah. I think I'm turning into the Hawk.
Yeah.
So we're basically just over a week or so out. I will not be able to attend this year, but for people in the Dayton area of Ohio, we have the Ohio Craft Brewers Conference coming up. If people wanted to look to attend, they could attend. It's a great time. It's a great chance to meet a lot of the different breweries. You can go to a lot of places they're actually at. You get a chance to talk with folks, stuff like that, or you could actually get a ticket to go and attend the conference if you wanted to. But definitely recommend. In Dayton area is a nice area as well. They got a lot of great spots up there, and they have breweries coming in from all over the state here as well. And then I think they're going to be passing out the awards from the first Ohio Best Beer competition that just happened as well. So a lot of good things there. Just figured I'd put it out there as well, because some of the people that do like to watch here that are in Ohio, a lot of good stuff happening. So definitely recommend any of the conferences you can go to, whether it's this or the Brewers Association. Always recommend if you can, because it's great, one, from a knowledge perspective, but if you're going to be doing stuff, especially in beer, great connections, great conversations you have by attending those things. A great way to get your name out as well. So
yeah,
that's upcoming there.
Press the flesh.
Yeah.
Hand out stickers, hand out business cards.
Yeah, all of that stuff. And I was about to say, speaking of press the flesh, but we don't want to say that for this next story because yeah, because one of the things that we covered before on the channel, even though it's not in the Midwest, it's down in North Carolina, was the whole Sycamore Brewing type thing taking place. Well, we talked about it before, and a lot of us were on this kind of the same page where you have to get rid of that owner that's already left, because the owner's like the wife or soon-to-be ex-wife. Well, they are selling it, and it's going to be a whole new owner coming in. Actually, the owner coming in is like one of their brewery folks as well. Changing the name. The names might still be an issue for them because there were people making jokes off of it. It's going to be Club West. And they were kind of doing some other things, which I won't repeat on here, but it's kind of like, we'll see what happens. But yeah, they went ahead. Sarah Taylor is going to sell and going to see how they're going to rebrand this type thing. I mean, it's kind of a weird type situation. I mean, the brewery itself, the employees, they want to keep going. They build a name for themselves, and it's great that they'll be able to kind of push forward. So we'll see how welcoming the community is down there on that, because a lot of their stuff was getting pulled off shelves previously when it was Sycamore. But for those of you that didn't know about that one, that was when one of the former owners, the husband of the owner that just sold, pretty much charged for raping a child, which was, what else can you say about that, right? So yeah. So he's facing his charges and going through the whole legal system on that type of thing. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But the whole thing was kind of like, how can they rebrand and get through this? And a lot of us were saying they're going to have to like a clear break from who is there now, because people are going to doubt it, with her if she's in charge. So we'll see.
I mean, obviously we're not in the room. I mean, I feel bad for the woman. I mean, this is like, this is your husband doing shit like this. I mean, but Yeah, you just got to sell. You
Yeah.
Go on with your life. You just got to sell, and hopefully the new owners can make something of this, and whatever. But yeah, rebrand it, whatever. But I mean, you just feel for everybody outside of the dickhead that did the shit.
Yeah.
But
Right.
The victim, the wife, everybody else, the people that were just working, just trying to earn a living.
Right. And plus, I think they have a daughter too. So obviously, you got to explain to her now. I don't know how old the daughter was, but if she's younger, you have to explain whatever you're going to be able to explain. It's just like a whole mess thing. Yeah. Kind of crazy. And for those that don't know, if you don't know, George Clooney actually, well, loosely, he's from the Cincinnati area. Really on the more
he's from
Kentucky
Cincinnati.
side as well. Yeah. Well, yeah, it is. It's Cincinnati, considered Cincinnati Metro, but it was Northern Kentucky where he was born and raised. What was that song I was thinking of? Fresh Prince, Born and Raised. Yeah, but yeah, no, and he's getting a non-alcoholic beer. He's getting a non-alcoholic beer line started, which is, who's not getting into non-alcoholic beer at this point?
Yeah, everybody.
Let me see. And it'll be interesting. I'm saying, will he do as well as he with this as he did with the tequila line? Because the tequila line, he made some nice money off of that one.
Yeah. Have you ever had that tequila?
No, I have never had that one. Why do I
That's
change to the red?
Good stuff. That is, I haven't had all of them, and I'm not like a tequila connoisseur, but the one that I had from them was phenomenal. And this was like after the sale, but it was one of those things that kind of fell in my lap. Like, person didn't realize, oh, you can't bring this through TSA. You can't bring this full bottle. And the person was like, I'm not letting them have it. Do you want it? I'll dispose of it for you, miss. I'll dispose of it for you in my locker, and I'm taking it home. But that was, if this non-alcoholic beer is as good as that tequila is, it's going to be good.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm not a tequila person. I even sent a picture of the bottle to a couple buddies of mine that are. I'm like, hey, is this stuff any good? They're like, oh, yeah, that's good. Keep that. Don't give that away. Drink that for yourself. I'm like, all right.
You better not give it to somebody, Dave. Yeah. We were talking about the Goose Island there with the bottle thing, and I brought up the point about the bottle and the cans and stuff. So kind of interesting right now. They're seeing kind of a shift maybe back toward bottles from cans.
Yeah,
They're starting to see it kind of come back into numbers. Now they're saying here, maybe it could be part of it. Maybe they're hitting impacts from tariffs taking place. But yeah, they are seeing a shift from the Brew Association, which was definitely more overly dominant for cans, now starting to be turned backwards. So interesting. The whole thing, though, go from bottles to cans brings up a whole different thing, though, because stores have now been kind of cut in place, kind of doing cans more, I think. So bottle takes up different sizing issues. So it'll be interesting.
And weight.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. I mean, I still like beer in a bottle. It's like we grew up on, remember the old Chris Schenkel commercials, the great taste of beer, it comes in a bottle. And I think we grew up with that. And every scientific study says cans are the best because you don't get any light in, anything like that. But to me, like, cracking open a bottle, I don't know. I still like it. And I wish we had more of them.
Well, one thing in the cans that we do know that's not going away is the 19.2. We're talking about how popular those can sizes are, making up 60% of single beer sales, up from 55 in 2024. So, yeah, I mean, I can see that being easy. Somebody grabs two of those cans, especially when you got stores like, say, here at Kroger, they go 2 for $6.
Oh, yeah.
And instead of grabbing a 6-pack where you don't want all 6, you grab 2 of those, and now because now it's like 9.5, and even the new G-Force from New Belgium and their Rangers 11%. You get a couple of those, you don't need to get a 6-pack.
Yeah, you grab 2 of those for $6. You get the G-Force or whatever. You get one of those Goose Island, neon beer hugs or whatever. I mean, you've got 2 10 to 12% beers right there for $6, and you're passed out.
Yeah. And the other interesting aspect is now 24 packs became more popular last year, which here's the thing from what I've seen and read previously, the 24 packs have a situation where it's hard to get people to go over a certain level of what they're going to pay. So I think when the buyers now rationalizing things, they're thinking of how much it is per can. You have some of these 6-packs, especially if you're getting some of the craft ones that get up to maybe over $20, even depending on what they're actually doing, versus some of these 24 packs that might not be that typical special IPA you may want or something, or an imperial style, but it might be something like, oh, I can just go with this and I'll be fine type thing. It gets down to split dollars, especially now with the way some of the pricing is for things. Beer budgets are getting cut. People are going to be like, look at
everyone's paying more for gas.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, so it's kind of like, I'll get this instead. I may not want to downshift to just your basic type IPA, but I do like IPAs and I can live with it, right? So yeah, it's kind of interesting to kind of see how some of the price reflect. I think the 12-pack and the 6-pack are probably the two that are kind of like trying to find out where they're going to be at a certain point. But to shift back to bottles, I have no problem with it being a bottle. I do like the cans because they're easy to stack, and when you put them in fridges and stuff like that. Like if you want to put in the fridge, you can put cans for the most on their side on some of the stuff you have in cans, where you don't want to do that in bottles because that allows for oxidation and stuff to get in, right? So there's a different type of thing you have to prepare for if you're going to do it that way. But something to keep an eye on. You might start seeing more bottles pop up on things. But
yeah, one thing like towards the bottom of this article, they were talking about, let me see if I could see it here. I know it was from Matt Gasiak from the Brewers Association. Oh God, I just skipped through it.
Was it up more?
No, it was towards the bottom. I'm trying to see if I could find it here.
Okay.
Well, but he was talking about, seeing a 19.2 that costs less than $5. I mean, there's some things here you could get 2 for $5. Like not the higher ABV ones like your Voodoo Rangers, but you could get 2 19.2s of Sierra Nevada or something like that. You could usually get 2 of those for $5 to $6. So I mean, that's a good value right there.
Yeah, it's right here. Going to a liquor store and buying one 19.2 that costs less than $5 feels kind of good at the time of purchase. On the other extreme, we saw a rise in 12 packs to 24, indicating that some are saying, hey, if I'm going to get beer, I want my unit price to be lower. Right. That's where we get into the measuring of stuff out there as well. So people are calculating, in their head and everything, whether it's because they've become not more savvy of a consumer, or maybe it's because of what like I said, the costs are at places. People do calculate, what is, worth them putting their dollars into. So, yeah. And of course, it depends on what it's for. Like if you're going to hang out with a couple buddies at the house, watch a game, you might be like, I don't want to really take a 6-pack. I'll just grab 2 of the 19 to kind of chill and lay low or whatever like that and everything. Or, if it's something where it's like going to be a bunch of people and you just want to grab a 12. So what's going to set it is going to be definitely, what you're doing with it, where you're going, how you want to enjoy all that kind of stuff will be your determining factors. So it'll be interesting. But like you said, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, like you said, the bottles, they don't bother me at all if you're going to be doing more of the bottles and stuff. So
I'm still a big fan of bottles, part of like the nostalgia thing. Yeah, you like to crack open the bottles. I mean, both of us, I'm older, but we're roughly in the same age bracket. Like our early days of craft beer up until the last 8-9 years ago, we're all in bottles.
Yeah, true. And there's kind of like that nice little cool thing with it as well, right? Like when I did the Firestone Walker Flanders, that I got the review coming on I did yesterday, popping that top and seeing the smoke.
Oh, yeah.
I'm out. You don't get that with the cans, really. Visual takes place there.
No. Yeah, I had that with the DBA when I cracked that open.
Yeah. I think I drank all my DBAs. Those were good though. Those are definitely glad they brought those back. The iconic Midwest beer keeps getting harder to find. And I saw this and I'm like, what are they talking? Like, I went in and I was like, you know what? I forgot all about this beer from back in the day. So the stag beer. Did you have that in Illinois?
I had a stag. I have seen it. I had it like a million years ago. I have not had that in probably 20 years.
Yeah. And apparently it's coming off of shelves a little bit more, or people are trying to still find this. Like the whole thing when you talk about like the Schlitz, right? Like how hard it is to find something like that. But this is one that's kind of starting to fade away too. Talk about how this came out, survived Prohibition and all the different things from over 100 years ago. First brewed in Illinois as well. Now owned by Pabst, but getting harder to find out there. They also have perfect Pabst beer to use in fish fry batter. So if you're doing fish fry, you do have this. Might want to give it a go.
If you could find it. And I'm going to do a fish fry in the next week or so, but I have another beer that I'm going to use for that. But yeah, like Stag used to, maybe not where you are at, but you'd see a few Stag signs here. Like you could find their merchandise probably easier than you could find their beer. But anything owned by Pabst right now, it's tough because like Schlitz is going by the wayside. A lot of their other like regional brands that they used to carry, they're kind of dialing back on. I don't know.
Right.
I might have to find some Stag somewhere and do something with that. You can't go wrong with a fish fry.
No. But Illinois seems to be that home state for it. It talks about although there are states in the Midwest that drink more beer than Illinois, the pride of the state has kept the brand alive for over a century. So, yeah. It's a fan favorite still out there. If you can find it, that's the key. Let's see here. All right. And my computer here seems to be stuck on one screen. Let's get this one off. All right, there we go. Scroll down. We had this one here.
Yeah, those last two I could not pull up, so I'm going to follow your lead.
Yeah, my computer's having tech glitches or something right now. Let's see here. This was Midwest Brewery with local roots, herbs, high marks. Elder Piper beer and cider into a third place win in the most recent USA Today. This was kind of interesting. I saw this. This was out in Bedford. I'm trying to think where Bedford was here.
Bedford Falls. Let's start doing like Jimmy Stewart
Wisconsin,
impersonation,
or where it was. But the thing that on this one here was kind of interesting because they actually did a Michigan. There you go. It was they did a brewery and a cidery together, which was interesting because you don't usually see them kind of that type of setup that they actually have here. So they have the brewery right next to the cider, and it's actually a smart idea on their part because you're bringing two options together for folks, right? So some people don't want the beer or they want the gluten-free type drink. You could do, you won't get lost at nighttime, that's for sure. But you have the option now, I'm going to get a cider. I'll meet you back in the courtyard. I'm going to get a beer. And I think it's kind of a smart move on their part because now you're satisfied more than one audience. And I'm kind of surprised more places don't look to combine a little bit more. Now, we have some breweries that kind of mess around a little bit and they get cider maybe brought in or something like that and everything. But I thought it was a pretty cool idea to kind of have them doing both in two different operations right next door to each other.
Yeah.
And I guess by the law, that's why you see the two buildings is they can't be under the same roof, but you put them next to each other and you're right there. You share the yard and have a good time. So that really is a lot of neon, a lot of blue. Everybody wearing blue there. Everybody's wearing blue there too.
That looks like an AI picture right there.
What is it? Boise State with the blue football field out there. Yeah, it's kind of crazy looking. And then they had the green. What's it called? Can't think of the name of the game now for whatever reason.
Bags, cornhole.
Yeah, cornhole. Yeah, the cornhole set. Yeah, it's kind of the green and blue type thing, but it is what it is. Yeah. But yeah, no, it was just kind of an interesting concept that I saw in there. Just seeing them kind of combining together. But it gets people in the door. That's what you got to do.
Whatever works. Yeah.
Whatever works, right? So, and then the other story here, which I know you couldn't see this one, is just kind of a shout out to Jackie O's. They actually are at their 20th anniversary, which, 20 years craft breweries, that's a great milestone to actually hit, right? So they're going to have exclusive beer releases coming out of Athens, Ohio for some different things there. This is going to be taking place next weekend. Did not realize the story behind Jackie O's. So it makes mentioning here that it was founded by its president, Art Ostrike, in December 2005 as O'Hooley's shortly after his mother, Jackie Ostrike, was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. So then it became Jackie O's and dedication towards her with the brewery and everything. So kind of a little bit of a history there about that and everything. And you can definitely see why, Athens is a small town. You got the college, Ohio U, and then you got pretty much nothing else but a rural community, right? So I envision that a lot of people came together in support, which is why so many people keep driving and helping, Jackie O stay afloat and stuff, right? Because that guy, I probably brought them all together in Athens around that brewery and stuff.
I mean, and they're a nationally known brand. Like, I don't think I've ever had anything from them, but I definitely know of them. So, I mean, their name resonates in craft beer.
Mm-hmm. They're very well known. You go to a lot of the conferences and stuff like that. You talk to a lot of breweries. A lot of breweries come out and collab with them on different things. And yeah, they're very respected in the industry. Again, 20 years in. Yeah. It's a long time for a lot of these craft breweries. A lot of times, we say, well, 78 is when it got passed, and you had early 80s when you had Sierra Nevada, you had Sam Adams doing their thing, kind of stuff. But really through the 90s, it was tough on a lot of at the time we said microbreweries. And it wasn't really until the 2000s some really started to get off their foot a lot bit more. Because even as much as we talk about Pete's Wicked Ale, they couldn't really even sustain through some of the stuff that took place. And we'll shout out to Pete Slotsberg, who got into the hall. But yeah, it's 20 years is just one of those things. It's great to see, because now we're seeing so many, not so many, but a good amount that are starting to close their doors after 10. So making it 20 is huge. So yeah.
Yeah. Congrats.
Yeah. Not an easy thing to do. I mean, I think most of your breweries will tell you they're not getting rich off of doing it. It's definitely a love of making the beer. That kind of drives them in doing stuff. So yeah, and being kind of that community type spot for the folks. So yeah, so that was kind of all the beer news type stuff. Are you going to pour another beer? I'm pouring another beer, or I
will, absolutely. You don't have to twist my arm.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna pour another beer and then give some people some of the stuff here about St. Patrick's Day.
All right. Well, okay. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to visit another room for a second. So I'll be back in like 60 seconds.
Okay. Well, Dave's going to go ahead and do that there, folks. And I'm going to actually crack open one. Now, this is not going to be one of the Irish type beers. It is going to be a Midwest beer, but it's going to be from Drecker Brewing out of North Dakota. And it is going to be their Fluff Stuff Blueberry Mallow Fruited Sour. So I picked this up the other day. Decided I wanted to give this one a go. I do like my sours, as mentioned earlier, when talking about the Flanders, although this is more of the kind of new wave type sour beer. And put it up here. You can check out the can. Check out the fancy artwork of the fluff and stuff. But if you get a chance to check out Drecker Brewing, definitely recommend checking them out. They do some really good stuff from out west, and always impressive on the sours and everything they put together. So this is something I'm going to check out here. And this is, I don't know why I tried to reach for the can there, but I'm going to bring up some of these things about St. Patrick's Day. Just kind of a little things to talk on.
Yeah, I just cracked open Irish Red Ale from Old Irving here in Chicago. This is called their Lucky Linny. One of my favorite Irish Red Ales in the Chicago area. Really rock solid beer. So if you're in the Chicago area, I would definitely pick this one up if you're a fan of this style.
Nice. Very nice. So in talking about St. Patrick's Day, the somewhat historical factor of it being a holiday, because it is considered like an official drinking holiday, I guess, which is weird. But it is said that St. Patrick's Day, major beer drinking holiday with over 13 million pints of Guinness consumed globally on March 17th. The tradition combines lifting Lenten restrictions for the Saints' feast day with American green-dyed beer tradition that began in 1914. Did not realize it went back to 1914 for the green dye.
Who knew?
Yeah, right. Popular choices include Irish dry stouts, red ales, and notably in the U.S., lager dyed with food coloring. You don't have to do the food coloring. I'm just saying.
No.
You know. In fact, I prefer if you did.
That's amateur hour right there.
Right. But some of the key aspects of St. Patrick's Day and beer, green beer origins started in 1914 by Thomas Hayes Curtin in New York City using washed blue laundry whitener, which is now replaced by safe green or blue food dye. So, yeah, it wasn't safe back then when he started it, but down the hatch.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 1914.
1914, yeah. Right before we went to war. So, yeah. Best beer for green, light color lagers such as Budweiser, Miller, or Pilsners produce the best green color, while stouts only turn a slight green hue. I don't think anybody's going to try to dye stout, but
no,
you never know. Sometimes some folks out there. The Irish connection, Irish dry stouts like Guinness are popular, boasting a 4.2 ABV with coffee and roasted grain notes, making them perfect for the holiday. Why we drink? Well, originally, March 17th date falls during Lent, when restrictions on eating meat and drinking alcohol were temporarily lifted to celebrate the patron saint. So, yeah, it was like getting back at it type day. Cultural significance. While green beer is largely an American novelty, the day is marked globally by celebrations, parades, and drinking, with it being a top beer sales day in the U.S.
Oh, yeah. Here in Chicago, it's huge. Like, you know, we do the whole dye the river green, you know, the Chicago River. Like, today's a big, big drinking day in the city. And it's like, it's amateur hour. Like, you guys go have fun. Like, when I went to Hot Butcher today to grab, sorry, I'm still kicking this cold here. They had a food truck there with some really killer pastrami. But when I went in there to grab it, everybody was wearing like green pants. Like, son, what are you, Mr. Green Jeans? What are you doing with that? When was the last time you wore green pants out in public? Yeah. But these guys were all out.
Yeah. I bought it just for this occasion here, right? And another piece I was reading here, one of the biggest reasons St. Patrick's Day has become synonymous with drinking, that's due, again, with the date of the holiday fall. St. Patrick is said to have died on March 17th, 461. The date conveniently falls within the Christmas season of Lent, which is a time of abstaining from certain foods and drink, including alcohol. In celebration of his life of their patron saint, Irish Christians removed the restrictions associated with Lent on this day and threw large parties to commemorate his death. The second reason beer and St. Patrick's Day are so closely tied has to do with the Irish immigration of the 1840s. Fleeing to America to avoid what became known as the potato famine of the 1840s, thousands of Irish immigrants flocked to major New England cities, bringing their culture and religion with them. More than 1,000 years since the death of St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland has become less of a symbol of Christianity and more a symbol for the Irish people themselves. Wishing to celebrate their national heritage, Irish Americans threw the first St. Patrick's Day parade in Boston in 1737. So it's like pretty much like a day to heritage. There you go.
Yeah. Here it's just a day for drunken millennials to go out and just get fucking hammered.
Yeah, you're right. And then unfortunately, this can also mean that many teens partake in the festivities as well, which can have devastating results. Research shows that the human brain does not finish developing until a person mid-20s. So I was ahead of the curve on that one.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
alcohol consumption can stunt that growth. Well, yeah, well, in fact, the person whose first sip of alcohol comes at age 15 is 6 times more likely to become alcohol dependent than someone who starts drinking at the legal age of 21. Well, I beat those odds, that's for sure. Yeah. Yeah. You never saw me in class. The prefrontal cortex controls a person's threat assessment and risk taking, and is the last part of the brain to develop, which is why teenagers often make dangerous and risky decisions. Adding the drop-in inhibition that alcohol brings to a teen brain, which is already a disadvantage in a calculating risk, can result in deadly consequences like car accidents, homicides, sexual misconduct, drownings, and more. Well, that's a bummer, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm glad this was written after Gen X came out because we went through all of that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of December and New Year's babies.
While St. Patrick's Day has a long and interesting history, there are some dangerous consequences to this, the celebrations that day have become known for. At Next Step, we focus on drug and alcohol prevention through community coalitions. I don't know what interested in that, but yeah. But anyway, interesting, just some stuff there about St. Patrick's Day that they put out there. But yeah, I mean, we were definitely drinking before 16, so
Yeah.
different worlds.
Yeah. Hey, it was the 80s.
It was the 80s, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, parents didn't know we were until 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I tell you, this sour smoothie. Drecker, have you had Drecker before? Had you get those?
I have had it. I don't know if it was from you or someone else. Or I think we could get one of theirs at my bottle shop here. But I have had them before and it's solid.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think if they're North Dakota or South Dakota. I think it's North. That's the only thing I knock on it. They don't put their ABV on here, but it untaps it was like 6%. But I'm like you should have North Dakota. Yeah, Fargo. Brewed and packaged. Good movie too, Fargo.
Yeah.
And TV series. I watched all the different ones they had on that. So yeah. But yeah, if you like smoothie, sour type things, they do a really good job on those. Kind of towards like a 450 North, I think you would say. Yeah, kind of along those lines. But
there, 450 North is like branching out here. I was at my bottle shop today to grab some stuff that I was going to have here and for like future episodes. And you always find like one, but they had like 4 different 450 Norths. And I'm still, it's like, I don't know if I want to get this. So I pass on it, but I was like, this afternoon is like, wow, look, they got like 4 different ones here.
Yeah. I mean, they're still pretty tasty. I don't know if they put the ABV on theirs either after the issues they had previously, but yeah.
ABV. It's all relative.
We think it's this number, but we're not really sure. But yeah.
Roll the dice. They should just call it roll the dice ale.
Yeah. I mean, they survived it because everybody knows their stuff tasted good, but they just want to just tell us the true number. That's all we need to know is the true number here.
Exploding mystery ABV beers.
Yeah, sounds like it should be a Jeopardy category there.
Yeah.
I'll take that one, Ken, for 200. Yeah. This brewery in Indiana, 450 North. What is 450 North? Yeah. But what do you got upcoming on the channel there?
I'm gonna do like on the show coming out, Monday night, Tuesday morning, Alo Gawinski, who is the craft beer concierge.
Oh, yeah.
So I talked to him this week, so I got that edited down. We're gonna find out more about him and what he's been up to, but it's a cool story. I mean, he's kind of like us, got a lot in common. So that was a cool story. And in a couple weeks, I talked to Admiral Maltings, and they did the malt for the new Firestone Walker Sun Glider beer. Yeah. So I'm going to talk to them, and that man could talk. And we talk to people, we do interviews, and he said, "You're going to have fun editing this one, son." And I'm like, oh my God, this man talked for an hour. So it's going to be a lengthy episode, but awesome guy. Totally cool guy. Not going to be a lot of editing because everything he talked about was like really interesting. So if you're interested in like malt and what malt does to beer, and especially craft malt, that's going to come out probably like a week and a half or so. That was really cool. I mean, awesome. And, I'm sure the beer is going to be good. That was like a totally great conversation. So a couple good shows coming up in the near future.
Nice. Beer in front, raw and uncut.
Yeah.
The malt episode.
Yeah. And I'm looking at like the wavelength because I went to like piece it all together. And I'm like, you see mine, they got little tiny snippets. And him, I asked him like the first question. He answered pretty much everything what I was going to ask him for the rest of it. I'm like, oh shit, now what do I do? But I'm like, all right, I'm going to make this work. So
yeah. Gotta pivot. Pivot. Yeah. Yeah, so definitely stay tuned and see that from Dave upcoming from here in front there. And on my end, I mean, Thursday night, this coming Thursday, we'll be back with Todd for Thursday for this week. All right. So we'll be doing whatever, probably have Shannon on, hopefully, and kind of doing some stuff. People have seen me getting into the games lately, doing the word association games or the either or neither. So we'll probably do a few things like that.
Yeah, remind me. I'll definitely, because I'm rehabbing, so I'll be around definitely this week at night. Okay. So yeah, let me know to remind me, and I'll definitely tune in.
Yeah, definitely. And so that's been kind of a fun. Thursday nights are more just kind of relax, let your hair down, although I don't have any hair because it's all shaved off, but kind of let your hair down and just kick back as we head into the weekend. We just have some fun on that night. But no, interview-wise, still need to set up some more interviews. I've got some things out there with some folks that I'm planning to try to do. Hadn't heard back from Cal. I've tried to reach out to Cal a couple times from the Soluble Solution, which I'm going to do that. I meant to do something on that tonight. I didn't do it. But Thursday night, I'll do a Soluble Solution in the beer because I want to see how.
Yeah, I did the video on that. I haven't put it out yet, but that was good. I mean, I thought it was a really solid addition to a Guinness.
Yeah. So this is what we're talking about here: soluble oak. And Dave and I had the owner reach out to us, and basically you can take this, and if you're brewing,
all the myths you heard about are true. You look at Rod's package and you look at mine.
If you were brewing, you could put this in your bright tank to instantly add like oak type feel. But if you just had a beer, you could put some in to give it an oak type feel as well. So I haven't opened mine up yet. I got the American Oak Dark and going to be planning to do some things here.
Yeah, I have the white man's French oak here, and it was good. It was good. Yeah.
It's small, but it's potent still.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. And I still need to do a smoker video where I do like something with the smoker. So I'm going to be sharing something like that as well. Actually, I don't even know the cost, Vanessa, because this was actually sent from the owner. So when I do the video, I'll put a link to the site and stuff so you can check it out. I don't know if you looked at the site, Dave, to see what it was.
I did not, but like the small one here, like I use, if you could see Vanessa, I've used it on a couple of beers to try, and it was good. Like you don't need a lot. A couple drops for like, your 16-ounce can of Guinness is more than enough. So I will say it was really good. It definitely made an improvement of the Guinness, which really doesn't need improvement, but it gave it more of you got that woodiness, you got like the vanilla, you got everything from the oak, and it just added to your Guinness experience.
Nice. Yeah. So it'll be interesting. I'll probably try it with a few different styles just to kind of see how it changes it up some, but yeah, definitely interested there. But if I can get a hold of Cal, we'll get him on here for an interview. So, because he said he was definitely interested in doing it, but schedules, he might be all over the place here too, just like we are. So, and then talking to a couple other breweries, that stuff coming out. But then we'll be back in a couple weeks. But April will be actually my first official published post with Beverage Master. So I'm now going to be a contributing writer to that. So I'll be having some things pop up in the trade magazines as well. And I am in the process of hopefully winding down to get the book release. So I'm just trying to find some different things I want to put into the book, mainly like some images and things like that. The book outline's kind of been done, so stay tuned. And I shared the title on Facebook already. And
you need someone to write the foreword.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
I'm just saying.
That's a good idea, actually. Yeah. But yeah, so that's the other project being worked on as well. So let me see. That's it. I had to turn. Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't realize that. I know you weren't driving anymore.
Yeah.
But that kind of sucks, I guess. But you were picking up your brother on stuff, I know. But but the thing is, as long as you're still out there healthy and everything still, that's what matters. Do you like the foreign? Yeah, the foreign extra is my favorite from Guinness. That'd be interesting to try that in the foreign extra stout. That here too, just to see what that smoothness you get.
Yeah, because I just did this in the regular Guinness draft.
Yeah. Once you get the foreign extra, it's hard to, for me at least, to go back to the other ones because it's just so much of a night and day. So, but we'll have more stuff popping up here on the channel and on the podcast and all that kind of stuff. So if you're not following Dave on his channel, make sure you check out the podcast as well. Check out the channel and the podcast because different things that take place. Like, it's good to have both. Just like me, if you haven't checked out the blog or the website, check out the Rod J BeerVentures.com because I got stuff on there that's not on other spots and things on Instagram and TikTok and everything on those lines. Can't be everywhere, but just know there's other stuff out there.
We do our best.
So yeah. Let's see. I had the foreign and stuff, but that's what I'm saying. Once you hit the foreign, it's like you're like top level. It's like you look. I can't go back. I can't go back down there anymore. Like no. It's like once you do advanced calculus, and Vanessa gets this, you're not going back to the Gouter. You can't. There's no way to go to it. You're done. So yeah. All right, but I guess we'll get wrapped up here. But thanks for everybody that tuned in. Great time as always. And
happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Be safe out there if you're going out for St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. Remember, you may have to work the next morning, so make sure you have your story and stuff together if you're not going to make it in.
We'll write you a note.
Yeah. And if you are going out, be safe about it. Get an Uber or a Lyft maybe, or have a designated driver. Don't want anything to happen to you out there. All three great brands, Vanessa. The foreign from Guinness, the Left Hand Nitro, and the Dragon's Milk. Definitely. And I think that's a wrap for tonight.
That's a wrap.
We'll go ahead and get out. Thanks for everybody that tuned in, and we will catch up with you guys on the next one. Cheers. Everybody.
Thank you for tuning in. It's been a ride. Rod J and Daisy, we here with pride. Midwest beer talk as we glide. Catch us again. Don't let this vibe slide. Like and subscribe. It's the key. Rod J BeerVentures. Join our spree. Beer in front. We got the flow. Catch us live. The good times grow. The siege of the blessing. God is so